IT tier list, let's go. Even if you don't work in IT, if you have any kind of PC enthusiasm at all, whether you're a gamer, whether you're a hobbyist, whether you're a builder, whatever, you know a little bit about something whenever it comes to troubleshooting. And everything that I'm about to talk about, printers, VPNs, phones, you have troubleshooted to a degree all of these things. So this just does not apply if you work or have worked in IT, I promise you. Let's start, let's start with printers. Printers, dude, I love printers. Printers are the best thing. They're so easy. I think I'm gonna do D tier. Nah, I'm gonna do C tier. Here's why. Whenever it comes to networking, printers are really not that bad. But if the hardware fails, the feeder, if the ink fails, if whenever it prints, it gets smudged, it's terrible, dude. You got to order a maintenance kit. You have to replace the printer altogether. And don't even get me started if it's an HP printer, bro. They're just terrible. C tier, easy. I put it in D tier, but networking issues are pretty easy to troubleshoot. And half the time it is that. Still horrific. Next up, VPNs. VPNs are very hit or miss. If you get a ticket where you have to troubleshoot a VPN, I'll put that in B tier, because this will either be an absolute nightmare and the worst ticket of your life, or it'll be the easiest ticket of your life and you're good. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with the VPN. A lot of the time, it's just a complete bozo trying to connect to the VPN while they're on the same network that they're trying to VPN into, and then they call their IT company and complain that it's not working. The other half of the time, their authenticator is also broken, and they don't know how to use it. So if it's one of those two, it is a brain dead easy ticket. Bam, easy, close that thing, move on. Phones. Now, the kind of phones I'm talking about here, as you can see in the image, are not just smartphones. It also is desk phones. Desk phones are incredibly common, dude, especially in like enterprise environments. Whenever you are in an office building and there's some kind of customer service involved with that company, they will have phones at each and every one of their cubicles. Every single one will have a phone in their cubicle. I've seen it time and time again, especially if the company is a customer service company to some extent. Phones, this might shock some of you. Phones, D tier, D tier. These are pieces of crap. The reason that they are even worse than printers is because a lot of the time, the way that people have their desks, realistically in a big office, you can only have so many wall ports for each desktop. If you're trying to wire each of them via Ethernet, there can only be so many. A phone is VoIP. A modern phone needs Ethernet to route because it's talking over IP, voice over IP. That's VoIP, right? So the phone needs an Ethernet port, an RJ45 port. Problem with this is in most setups, it's only practical for one user to have one port per user. That is kind of annoying when you have both a PC and a phone. So what do? You daisy chain them. You daisy chain computer to phone, phone to the wall port. It works. It technically works. But if the phone fails, the PC loses internet. And so what can happen is if you're remotely troubleshooting, you spend half an hour to an hour troubleshooting the computer just to realize that there was a phone in between the computer and the dang rest of the network. So then it's the phone's fault. That put me on my high horse because whenever I first started in IT, that got me big time. Aside from that, if a phone just fails, like there's like, oh my gosh. A lot of these desk phone models have zero documentation, bro. Absolutely zero. If you're talking if you're talking free PBX, if you're talking some of the old crappy Cisco phone systems, if you're talking about Allworks, some other junk that I can't even like, Ring Central's not terrible as far as an administration thing goes, but the physical phones part, absolute garbage, bro. Do not get me started on that. That's D tier easy. D tier easy. All right, next we're moving on to hardware in general. This comes to PC hardware specifically. PC hardware is not that scary. I actually enjoy working with hardware a bit. These are tickets that are fun, but they're not quick. They're just not quick, bro. They really just aren't. Hardware tickets, I'm going to have to put these in genuinely. These are going to go in A tier because like I said, they're just fun. They're fun to work with, and worst case, if it's fried, it's fried, dude. If it's broken, it's just broken, and the client needs to buy a new one. That's it. It's that easy. It really is. And then outside of like actual gaming PCs, I've dealt with a ton of Dell, HP laptops, Lenovo's, ThinkPads, and then I've dealt with a lot of Optiplexes, and then a lot of desktops, a lot of BIM boxes, a lot of other crap. So I've seen all of it, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. A tier, easy. Next, Outlook or anything to do with email. These can be wild, but they also can be simple. These go A tier. Absolutely A tier. Here's why. Most of the time, the way you fix any kind of issue with Outlook, close it and you reopen it. If that doesn't work, you kill it in Task Manager, then you reopen it, bam, you're good to go. Most issues, and by most, I mean 99% of issues that can be fixed with Outlook can also be fixed with a profile rebuild. You just rebuild that bad boy and it's fixed. Boom, easy, done, boom shakalaka. The common issues that I see is either the app is not opening or someone's inbox just isn't syncing. These are low-level IT issues and they're the most common ones. If a force sync doesn't work, then you do a profile rebuild. And if that doesn't work, you do an online repair and you reinstall that bad boy. You know what I'm saying? So Outlook A tier, easy. Password resets. Oh my goodness, we all love these ones. You already know. S tier. I mean, come on, dude. Come on. Why are this S tier? Doesn't need to be said. They're the easiest thing and they're like 30 seconds to do. They're the easiest thing on planet Earth, whether it's through Microsoft, whether it's through AD, whether it's through whatever the heck, whatever platform that you manage. Password resets are fun and they're easy and they're common. So it makes them even better. S tier, easy, super quick. Next up, viruses and malware. Ooh. Oof, these are nasty, boy. These are nasty. Now, I must note, this also encompasses account compromises. So if you ever come across these can be dicey. At the MSP that I worked at, we actually did remediate these when I worked on service desk. Our help desk was like help desk plus. We did quite a bit more than your stereotypical help desk. As far as account remediations, the good news with these is we didn't need to be in the phone queue. So we just kind of chill out and did our thing. The bad news with these is that they're pretty time sensitive. So it's like, you know, they're pretty time sensitive. So you want to kind of address them as fast as possible. But as long as you're following an SOP, it's really not that bad. When it comes to a PC being actually like, what's it called? When it comes to a PC being actually compromised, oof. Those never go to L1 or L2 even. Our NOC team kind of handles those. But that being said, if it's an account compromise, A tier, they're not that bad. They're pretty good. Free resolve. Moving forward. Last but certainly not least, one of the worst ones or the best ones that you can have. Slow computer or my internet is slow. These are tough. These, I'm going to say C tier. Here's why. These are oftentimes pretty subjective. The user doesn't know what's going on. The end user has no idea what the heck that they're doing. So when they feel something is slow, all they can tell you is, it's slow, please fix it. And you feel like you're going crazy because you do all of the basic stuff. You reboot, you do a network reset, you do SFC scan now, you close a bunch of apps that are already open that they don't need, you free up computer resources, and then they will still complain. Those kinds of tickets are rough. But everything that I just said are the first steps that you can take, as well as, you know, closing a bunch of startup apps and blah, blah, blah. Freeing up a bunch of storage even will also help. If they have a full drive, this kind of junk will slow down your PC big time. So if you do all of that, you're generally good. But again, it's C tier, dude, because some people just don't want to be helped, it feels like. Some people just don't want to be helped. That's the reality of things. So technically, I could add a lot more tickets, like a lot more issue types like these in this list, but the list could go on and on and on because there's a lot of different types of tickets, and then there's subtypes, and then there's subtypes of those subtypes. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below if this is accurate and if this matches your experience. Take care.